Your mother folds socks in hell. Alright, folks, what do we got here, and why am I pulling that slightly altered for, well, suitability line out? Well, we've got Exorcism at Sunset from Clown Shoes. This is an Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels. Now, it's actually Undead Party Crasher, one of their other beers, aged in bourbon barrels for 3 months. Undead Party Crasher, great beer by itself. Bourbon barrel aging should punch that up a notch and make it a really good beer. I believe this is a regional exclusive. They specifically mentioned Boston on the label. I could be wrong about that. I'll have to look it up. But I anticipate good things from this. I love Clown Shoes beers. I love their stouts. And Undead Party Crasher, like I said before, is a really great beer on its own. I'm betting that aging it in bourbon barrels has actually added some extra character to it. Now, I believe that's a much darker head than you would get from Undead Party Crasher by itself. The beer itself is extremely dark. You can't see a thing through that. Now this comes in at 12.5% alcohol by volume, so it is a double-digit high ABV beer. And look at that head. That is just smooth, creamy, and very, very brown. Yeah, there's no light coming through that at all. There's a bit of a fresh crispness about it that hits you up front. Like rain off the sidewalk or off the pavement. A slight hint of that off-putting high ABV sourness is really the closest thing I can equate it to as a sourness. That flavor kind of coming through in the nose. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a rough swallow, though. And then at the tail end, I'm getting some indistinct, maybe some hoppiness, but not a specific character to it. Maybe some minor roasted notes from the wooden barrels, too, but extremely subtle there. It is good and thick. Now, it hits you up front a little bit with that high ABV sourness, but then it fades very quickly to actually a bit of a sweetness. There is a distinct bourbon aftertaste to it. It's got a nice, thick, heavy mouthfeel. Maybe medium heavy. Medium heavy, but extremely smooth and almost creamy. It's not quite on the same texture level as a nitro, but it's very close in terms of how smooth and creamy it is. Man, it has got a kick to it, I'll tell you that, though. It's quite good. That caramel bourbon sweetness, it's a very nice blending of the sweetness and bourbon, and probably the caramel notes possibly from the malt, but maybe from some of the barrels that it's been in. Definitely picking up the bourbon character of the barrels. It's really good. It's very good. Dangerously easy to drink with that high ABV I mentioned earlier. This is one you're going to want to sip and savor. As I'm drinking, I'm actually getting some toasted notes and maybe a hint of coffee in the finish, but that could just be the bitter toastiness coming through as a coffee character, but definitely a slight hint of coffee there. But primarily that really nice sweetness with the caramel notes and the distinct bourbon flavor. the fact that I'm picking up on new things each time I take a sip, and the fact that it's very smooth and easy to drink for such a high ABV beer, I think I'm going to hit this with a 5 out of 5. I am really a big fan of this one. I'm enjoying it a lot. It is delicious, and they happen to be one of my favorite breweries anyway. Not that they get any extra points for that, but the fact that they produce so many great beers really is something in their favor overall as a brewery. So that's just my opinion. Check it out for yourself. Make sure to hit me up down in the comments, the email link down below. Let me know what you thought of the beer. Ooh, pardon. While you're down there, make sure to click that like and subscribe. Like the video, share it, and subscribe to make sure you get a notification every time I post a new video. Hopefully you're enjoying them, getting some value out of them. Until next time, folks, thanks for tuning in. Cheers.